Chapter 4, Season 3, Ore Deposits VMS. The ore deposits in the seabed have fascinated geologists throughout the decades. Among them, the volcanogenic massive sulphides, known as VMS, stand out for their metal content and their formation in submarine volcanic environments. These deposits have not only been key in the production of copper, zinc, and lead, but also represent a window to the geological past of our planet. But how are the VMS formed? Why are they so important to global mining? Continuing our season focused on ore deposits, today we will talk about VMS, or Volcanogenic Massive Sulphides. Stay tuned as we continue talking and learning about the geo-mining and metallurgical business in Chile and around the world. To start, what is a VMS? These deposits get their name from the acronym Volcanogenic Massive Sulphide. These are ore deposits formed syngenetically by volcanic and hydrothermal activity that develop in submarine environments. They are known for containing significant amounts of base metals, such as copper, zinc, and lead, and minor amounts of other elements, such as silver and gold. For example, around a quarter of the world's zinc production comes from this type of ore deposit. Let's discuss their main characteristics. First, as we already mentioned, is that their formation environment is in marine settings, typically due to hydrothermal events associated with volcanic activity in thin crust zones, such as oceanic ridges or rifts. Remember that oceanic ridges are active volcanic mountain ranges where Earth's crust is created, and rift zones are basins where tectonic processes that initiate the separation of the crust develop. In these zones, magma rises from the mantle, intruding the crust near the surface. When the magma begins to crystallize, the water and other magmatic fluids heat the crust and ocean water through faults and fractures, and they mix. These magmatic fluids contain various metallic elements and also react with adjacent seafloor rocks, incorporating more metals into the fluids from these rocks. The hydrothermal fluids, rich in metals, are transported upward along faults and fractures in the oceanic crust until they reach the seafloor through hydrothermal conduits. The fluids cool rapidly upon contact with ocean water, precipitating their metallic content within the fractures and on the seafloor, forming sulfide layers or lenses. Currently, this phenomenon occurs in fumaroles, or seafloor hydrothermal vents, that expel hot mineral-rich waters onto the ocean floor. The minerals in these deposits often display massive textures of iron, copper, zinc, and lead sulfides. They are sulfide bands with stratified structures, which can also be interbedded within volcanic sedimentary layers. Their visual characteristics and textures can vary depending on the location and geological evolution. VMS deposits are associated with and hosted in volcanic rocks, especially basalts, andesites or dacites, or within sedimentary rock sequences. From an economic point of view, they are significant due to their base metal content, such as zinc, lead, and copper. Additionally, some may contain substantial amounts of precious metals, like gold and silver. In fact, currently the global metal production from VMS deposits represents 22% of zinc, 9.7% of lead, 6% of copper, 8.7% of silver, and 2.2% of gold. Something very interesting about these VMS deposits is that the natural processes occurring today are forming the deposits of the future. This gives scientists an incredible advantage to witness how VMS deposits are formed, and gives us geologists a special advantage in knowing what to look for and where to look. Which size can these deposits reach? Most of the world's massive sulfides are relatively small, and 80% of them are in the range of 0.1 to 20 million tons, but there are several deposits over 100 million tons. Of these, half contain less than 1 million tons of ore. However, these deposits can be large or have very high grades. Their exploitation can be profitable, especially when mining districts where numerous mineralized bodies form compact clusters are exploited. Currently, explorations are being carried out in regions such as Canada, Australia, Spain, Scandinavia, and Brazil to identify new deposits and expand existing ones. For example, in Canada, O3 Mining's Horizon project has confirmed zones with geological potential for VMS deposits. In Brazil, Meridian Mining discovered VMS mineralization rich in gold, copper, and silver, with some zinc at the Santa Helena deposit. Due to the vertically elongated shape of this type of deposit, the most common mining method for major deposits is underground. Only the Scorpion zinc mine, located in Namibia, is mined by open pit. To conclude, we will mention some of the most important VMS deposits worldwide. The countries with the most important massive sulfide deposits are Canada, Tasmania, Spain, Portugal, and Japan. In Spain and Portugal lies the Iberian Pyrite Belt. The Iberian Pyrite Belt is located in a Variscan-metallurgenic province in southwestern Portugal and Spain, where the mineralized bodies are hosted in a volcano-sedimentary complex, VSC, of Upper Devonian age. This belt contains more than 90 VMS deposits. 8 of them are giant, greater than equals 100 meters, such as Rio Tinto, Tarsis, Asnaucolo-Los Frailes, Massa Valverde, Sotiel Migoles, and La Zarza in Spain, and Neves Corvo and Aljustrel in Portugal. These VMS deposits are of the felsic cyclocyclastic type and mostly of zinc, lead, copper, and lead metal content. The mineralized bodies vary in thickness from 1 meter to tens of meters, plus additional increase due to tectonic stacking, and reach up to several kilometers in extension, many of them being underlain by large stockwork zones. Other important deposits currently in production are Aguas Tenidas, Magdalena, and Sotiel of the Matza Company, which are modeled by GeoEstima in Santiago. The Pyrite Belt represents a rift system that later underwent compressive processes that deformed the sequence. In Canada, several are known, such as those of Flin Flon, operated by Hood Bay Minerals Inc., and Marubeni Corporation. Bathurst Mining Camp is considered one of the 3 largest in the world. In Peru, there is Cerro Lindo, an underground mine that belongs to Nexa Resources. With this, we close our chapter on VMS deposits. We hope you liked it and learned more about them. In the next chapter, we will talk about iron deposits. We invite you to stay tuned for our next chapter, where we will continue talking and learning more about the geo-mining and metallurgical business in Chile and the world.